All right, guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do the last issue of ASTROBOTS by Simon Furman and Hector Trunnec from Whatnot Publishing. Yeah, it's been a while, and it took a very long time to get this comic in, here on my location. So, if you want to know what's going on, I have reviewed issue 1 till 4 on my channel. Check it out, subscribe, leave a comment, all the YouTube jazz. I'm not going all through the whole story, so I would urge you to check out this video. So we're going to continue where we left off. And I have something to say. So, all right. We start here. I must say the art looks good. Hector Trunnec is a good artist. And I also believe that he's doing the coloring himself, although I do not confirm that because there's no indication here who is doing the colors. But I follow him on X or Twitter. And I believe he's doing a mix of coloring and normal coloring with watercolors, something like that, to look like this. All right. So there is something going on the planet on this. Athenia here is one of the good guys or the good girls in this case. She is, telling the people on the Ark that they need to remove or, send the colonists away because it seems that the bad guys want to kill the colonists. And because the reason for that is because the bad guys has some kind of a carrier wave installed and some kind of a robot was responsible for that, who is basically a traitor in their eyes and sabotaged it. But somehow these bad guys faction here wants to restore that carrier wave and kill the colonists. And, well, I'm going to explain a little bit later why. Anyway, so these good robots here, and he says, hey, our shields are lowering. What? Get them back up, divert power. And there's some kind of an energy surge coming from the planet, and everybody's in disarray here. And it seems that Athenia, he said, what is happening, says these robots. I said, I have no time to explain. Begin evac the surface, landing points as far away from Atlas City as possible. Do it. Well, Argus here says, hey, fix the mistake. And because this is just a stay of execution, right? And then we see Apollo, who has been thrown in jail by Atlas, right? And now the problem that I have with this Apollo character is he's been portrayed as the hero of the story, although his backgrounds, his story is very vague. And it's very hard to care for him and his motivations. So he came from, I don't know, the desert. There was some kind of a war. There was some kind of a purge. And he comes to the city of Atlas, or Argus. Is it Atlas City? Atlas City, right? Do I say that? Atlas City. This guy's Atlas, by the way. And then, I don't know, he just mingled in the business of Atlas. Now, Atlas, who is the bad guy, but also a little bit sympathetic, that's what the writer's portraying him. His motivation is wants to kill the humans, the colonists that wants to colonize this planet or the city, because the Atlas City was built for the colonists. But Atlas here has his own agenda. He created his own humans that he can control for reasons, which is still unclear to me. Anyway, so these guys have a conversation, right? And he says, well, you will not be executed for what you did. You'll be banned. So you basically exiled. So Atlas says, you said there wasn't the original settlement. How is that remotely possible? Your mission, the first to be launched, took, what, hundreds of years to reach here? And it seems that, through the years, technology has been developed so that they can, transport themselves into, in very short time. And the people get in, hypersleep, so that the colonists and the astrobots would step in this brave new world together, right? And so they built Atlas City, what was not Atlas City at this time, but he says there was a serpent in our midst. So there's some kind of a human faction called themselves the Children of the Eve, and they carried along with them in their bloodline some kind of an undetected AI phage, highly virulent and utterly malign. So somehow robots can be infected with this virus and they are being killed because, I don't know, they, in their eyes, astrobots were the harbingers of extinction for humanity through natural selection. All right, so the astrobots fought back using polonium cores, making dirty bombs, and then, wiped them out, right? So Atlas here just built the new city in his image, and then the ruse was, welcoming the new colonist that was on the way to this planet, but took a little bit more time, right? So he says after that things escalated in our defense. Rational thought has fled. It was primal, kill or be killed. Paradise City between them and us was made a wasteland. So Apollo says, then our mission came. Yeah, nuts that I knew about it or anything else. Finally, I succumbed to the phage. We all did. I have no idea how many years I lay there, but somehow instead of killing me outright, it remade me. Somehow, okay, according to what I've read here, this robot became Atlas. And maybe he wasn't Atlas before, but maybe somebody else. So he says, I'm sorry, right? You and I are brothers, forged in the same purgatory fires, but I will not let this happen again to Atlas City. All who opposes me shall face the consequences. So I presume, that's a guess, is that the new humans probably will also carry those AI with them, maybe some traders, maybe some children of Eve is on board. So he thinks, well, it will happen again, so I will kill them right now and create my own clones of humans that he controls for reasons. Anyway, so on this board of this vessel, Athenia comes in and she's shouting that the Ark must release these colonists and, before Atlas can get to them, right? What I didn't know is that, or maybe I did, or maybe I forgot, she has multiple bodies of themselves, so she's leading all these humans to the, arcs, right? She's more like a motherly type, while this robot is getting killed. And so she says, what is the account? 22,000, too slow, she says. And then from the planet, Argus from Atlas City who's working with Atlas, is doing that kill sequence, and people are dying left and right. And they are dead. So what's happening here is some kind of not so much of a public execution, but more like a public purging, but then different. Instead of, killing them, they're being exiled. Again, the colors looks great, art looks great. And I must say, for the majority of this book, I found it pretty unbalanced and boring. Now, this brings it all a little bit together, but there's a twist at the end that I don't like, and I'm going to tell you what it is. So, okay, so Apollo and his, rebel friends who has no... Let's say if you put out the rebels here, the book would probably be better, and then maybe Apollo would shine a little bit more, because in the last issues, a couple of issues, these rebels were more like a plot device to move a little bit forward. So he has maybe friends, right? But these rebels are just saying, hey, Atlas guy bad, and we need to rebel about, against him. That's all the story that's been told. So Apollo figures that if there are, here this, for the eye of the public, right? If because Atlas has a popular image, untarnished, his hands clean. Once we are away from the witnesses, they do his dirty work for him, right? So, okay. Then they're being escorted outside. Well, Athenia, I thought, oh, wait a minute. How did she get here? Because he was here, right? So it's not really explained, but I believe this is one of her many bodies that's been, thrown in jail, right? Apollo here is escaping. And the other robot says, hey, come outside, right? I'm going to execute you. Apollo comes out, beats their asses. The rebels comes out, shooting them. They're getting, help from, other rebels, I guess. Vulcan and Praxis. Like I said, these guys have very little exposure, so pretty forgettable. And then we see Athenia confronting Atlas, right? Because he wants to kill him. Now this is a weird move. It seems that Atlas is just, I don't know, shoving from left to right, or Argus is jumping from here to here. It looks really weird because it seems he's protecting Atlas. So, oh no, the bad guys has a heart of gold. That's what's been portrayed here, which just make him a bad guy, right? So, I don't know, he's giving his life for Atlas, which makes no sense because they are both evil guys, right? But somehow they are, I don't know, sacrificing themselves for each other. I don't know, man. Anyway, so the other robot says, hey, Athenia, we have to go. Athenia says, okay, turns around, although she just can shoot him. And Atlas says, wherever you're thinking of running, Athenia, it won't be far enough, right? Okay. So, and then we have this little bit of exposure here that E10 or Eris 10, who was the traitor in the enemy camp, but, you know, the good guy, was working on the signal that killed the humans. He felt very bad. He tried to sabotage it. He failed because, you know, people still being killed. And now they have to find all these, I don't know, 20,000. How much? Wait a minute. Where is it? 23 plus thousand refugees, colonizers, and help them. Now, okay, you have 2 cars. How do you want to help those 20,000 plus people? All right. Now, as planned, my new human race will reemerge to take the colonist place in Atlas City, and no one will be any the wiser. And thanks to the Venus template, they will be nurtured and cared for, made whole. Looks like Athenia, like models maybe. I am the firm hand that holds the tiller guiding humanity's destiny. I'm the fire, I the forge, I creator, I Atlas. And so he says, step forth, Lyral, or should I say Artemis, the hunter. All right, so, and it ends here. And it says, it will return in 2024? Wait, so this is not a complete story. So this has a very open ending. And now I have to wait until 2024 to get the whole story. Is that what you are telling me? Now I must say, before I get my 2 cents, well, this is my 2 cents. I think this is probably the most fun, exciting comic because finally something's happening. The story is finally progressing. While in the first 1 to 4, it's pretty slow. It's pretty unclear what this was going. Now it's been revealed. Now instead of giving me an issue number 6 or 7, what I preferred, they do says, hey, you like this game and you want to know the whole story after you play, I don't know, 60 hours in. Oh, well, the real ending is in the DLC. So pony up, guys. And then you know what's going to happen in the next installment, which is pretty, I don't know, what scummy is maybe not the word, but I thought this was just a complete story, maybe a little bit, you know, a cliffhanger here and there. This is a cliffhanger, but this is a, you know, I don't know where this is going. And I don't find this book attractive enough to put my monies down to and wait, because I still don't know if there is going to be a release. There's no release date. I don't see it everywhere, on nowhere, I mean. That, hey, we got a volume 2, issue number 1 for you in, I don't know, August 2024 or something like that. No, nothing. So maybe we don't see a volume 2, but it leaves us with an ending that is pretty unsatisfying. And you paid a lot of money for that if you are following this comic. So you paid for 5 issues for, I don't know, what does it cost? $5? Maybe? $4. Yeah, 5 times 4, right? For a story that probably, maybe, or maybe not, is going to be, you know, it's going to have a follow-up. That's pretty unsatisfying, right? Okay, we have some covers here. We have some toys here. More ads. That's it. So, what do I think about it? It has potential. There's a lot of hit and misses with this comic. I think this is, like I said, the most exciting. But, you know, it doesn't give us anything because now that it's getting exciting because, okay, wait a minute, they are getting hunted. And who is this new character, right? And what he's going to do with these clones, with this new humanity? Yeah, we don't know. By the next one, maybe. Yeah. No. Guys, I'm disappointed, to say the least. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know, I do content every day. I see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.